These are highly desirable assets to own. Being surrounded by timber is something that's deeply primal. It makes you feel better. Yes, it's more expensive up front, but it means we're building a more valuable, more resilient asset, one that will really stand the test of time. It'll ultimately deliver greater returns.
I think the aesthetic benefits of timber are an obvious thing for people. I never go into a building that's got plasterboard walls and want to rub my hand all over it. So we want to make sure we can expose elements within the building that are timber so that people can enjoy the rawness and the natural part of what timber is.
It's proven that being in a biophilic environment, which is basically bringing the natural world into how we create the living environment, it has positive benefits to your health, well-being. So from a resident standpoint, if you're living in somewhere that's really pioneering, we think that they'll be pretty proud to be there. Because investors will be looking for assets that are built for a far more uncertain future where the climate crisis is only increasing, buildings that are built from mass timber that have already reduced the embodied carbon from the beginning will be increasingly valuable.
It's about having a building that in 10 years' time we can still sit there and say that's relevant in the marketplace. And this is what everyone else is starting to do more and more.
This is a material that's been used for decades in Europe. And so while it may be relatively new in Australia, it's well and truly proven overseas. We're just taking those insights and applying them domestically. This is not new information at a global level. It's just new information from an Australian context.
I think any developer who's focused on delivering smart, sustainable and low carbon buildings is ultimately going to see better value and better returns on that in the long term. And timber is absolutely a key ingredient to that overall.
We're seeing financial institutions really relying on these sustainability targets to assess climate risk. These frameworks are progressively increasing their expectations on upfront carbon reduction as well as operational carbon.
In a world where institutional investors will increasingly need to decarbonise their portfolio, the desirability around owning a project that has massive amounts of carbon reduced within the building itself, not just operationally, we think will become increasingly important.
If you're owning an asset and you want to have relevance for the future, this is the time for change.